Hello, everyone. It's Pam Esquire, also known as Your Law Intellect. How is everyone doing? We got 2 lives in today. You guys are waiting on me, huh? You guys are waiting on me. I'm sorry. I was just on an interview over at the Real Plain Jane talking about, you know who, Whitehead. And so I just got off of there. So I'm sorry that I kept you guys waiting. Hey, everybody. Elise, Harold, Jean. I haven't spoke to you guys in a while because we've been jumping right into it. Of course, Dev is on here holding it down. Shelly Pender. Hey, everybody. It's 253 of you in the chat. I need you guys to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We have gotten a slew of new subscribers in the last couple of days. So welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed the content over here. Always know my email is in the description box. Also, all the disclaimers are in the description box. Check that out. If you have certain topics that you want me to go over, I have no problem going through it. As long as I'm not going on and on and on like I have to do with Whitehead. I don't have a problem because y'all not going to get me hooked up with somebody anymore where I got to talk about them for the next year. But anyway, you saw me. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it over there. Oh, thank you. Y'all so kind. You guys are so kind. So we have a lot to digest on today. Oh, what's up to all the mods? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't even speak. Thank you so much for my mods for holding it down and for keeping it together and all of that. And thank you again. The cash apps were already coming in. You guys are just making me feel real loved, and I appreciate it. So what this live is about mainly is some documents that have been filed in the Glory of God case. So we've been covering that extensively. Y'all got to watch the other videos if you don't know what's going on with Glory of God, because we have talked about them being displaced out of their church by Whitehead since December from an illegal lockout. Now, the last time that we talked, there was a bankruptcy that was filed when Glory of God tried to get into their building. We watched the videos, y'all. They had the police that was there. They had the locksmith ready to take the locks off the door. They had all of that. One of my co-consuls came in. Hey, girl. Look, I done caught her rubbing all in her eyes and stuff.
I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry. Hey, y'all. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I caught her all off guard just clicking in. Here go our other co-consul is in the house.
Hey,
Hello. Hey, I'm up now, Pam. I'm up.
Right. You had Thais all up at first thing in this minute.
I'm wide awake now.
So yeah, I was just giving the quickest of the recaps or whatever. Just the documents have been filed. Glory of God has just filed a motion to dismiss that was filed yesterday, trying to dismiss that second, I don't even know if we call it a second bankruptcy, because he filed the bankruptcy, it had a new case, but he said it was an amendment. But anyways, they filed a dismissal on that second petition that was filed for bankruptcy, which allegedly, I guess, was the reason that prevented Glory of God from getting into the building this last Friday. And we've been watching the videos and everything. So let's get to it, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Can I say something?
yeah.
Can I say something, Pam? Where did Pam
Pam did
go?
not come out. Go ahead. I don't know where she went.
Pam, where did Pam go?
I don't know,
We'll wait.
child.
In the
Pam
meantime,
ran away from us.
we'll wait for Pam to come back,
Oh,
and we
y'all.
thank y'all. Okay, there she goes. Pam, can I say something?
Sure.
I want to say this, and this is not directed towards anybody in particular, but I feel, and Pam don't know I'm gonna say this, and Pam ain't put me up to this. But all of y'all bloggers, new and old, if y'all gonna be out here breaking news, you know what I'm saying, at least give some sourcing to the person where you saw it at. Like, let's be honest, y'all. Y'all are running crazy out here in these YouTube streets. They told me these YouTube streets was no joke. But if you're going to be out here using people's breaking news and all of this stuff, at least say Pam Esquire. That's the least you can do.
That's the least
Okay,
you can do.
I'm done.
I second that emotion. That's the least you can do is tell people where you get your information from. It's free and it don't hurt nobody.
I'm through.
Appreciate that. Because I do be out here working hard now.
She do. She work hard for the money.
So this right here is just the initial. Did I send you that? I don't think I sent you guys that. Let me see. I'm gonna have to read this on my screen because this is looking real little. Okay. I don't think I sent it to you. So it's basically, this is upon reading and filing of the affirmation of Clover M. Barrett Esquire dated March 7, 2023, and the exhibits annexed here to, and upon all the papers and proceedings here to four filed and had herein, let debtor 5904 Foster Avenue Trust by Lamar Whitehead, listed trustee, and its attorney show cause before the Honorable Jill Mazur Mariano, Justice of the United States Bankruptcy Court, Eastern District of the United States in New York. Blah, blah, blah. Sufficient case appearance. So we don't think we need to read that. So let me take that down. Let me remove that. Okay, let me find this other document here. There's so much paperwork, y'all.
It is a lot. It is a lot.
Oh my goodness. I think I need. Let me see which one this is. I don't need that one. Wait a second, y'all. I thought I had it together. Apparently, I don't. Okay. I'm gonna have to do it this way. Y'all bear with your girl. Let's see.
Y'all say take your time in church. Tell Pam take your time. Y'all say it
You
in church. Tell Pam
it's been a long day. Dang.
take your time, Pam. Take your time.
All right. So essentially, the application of Glory of God Global Ministry Inc. by its counsel Clover Barrett and Associates respectfully sets forth and represents as follows upon information and belief. The application is by order to show cause instead of by motion due to the urgency of the relief requested. This Chapter 11 case filed by Lamar Whitehead as trustee of 5904 Foster Avenue Trust must be dismissed because the trust is not a business trust, but an estate planning trust, and a prior petition, case number 23-40211, filed by the debtor, was dismissed on March 1st, 2023. For that reason, after notice and hearing, and then the order of dismissal was attached. This court has jurisdiction over the application pursuant to 28 U.S.C. Sections 157 and 1334. The motion is a core matter within the meaning of 28 U.S.C. Section 157 sub B and sub 2. Venue of the motion in this court is proper, and then it has those statutory spots. And then, so let's get into the meat of it. On January 24th, 2023, Lamar Whitehead, as trustee of the debtor, filed a previous Chapter 11 petition under case number 23-40211. Debtor's bare bone petition listed Glory of God Global Ministry as a creditor. On January 27, 2023, Glory of God filed a motion to dismiss or, in the alternative, to lift the automatic stay on the ground that the debtor's petition was filed purely to circumvent a state court order restoring Glory of God to the premises owned by the trust. On February 1st, 2023, following oral arguments on Glory of God's motion, the court scheduled an evidentiary hearing on March 30th, 2023. On that day, it was also brought to the court's attention that not only was the debtor not a business trust and therefore ineligible for bankruptcy relief, but also that Lamar Whitehead had no authorization to file bankruptcy on behalf of the trust. Though Brian Ponder, the attorney for the debtor, stated on the record that the debtor was a business trust, debtor and its counsel failed to file anything to support that contention. On February 3rd, 2023, Glory of God filed a motion to dismiss on the grounds that the trust was an ineligible debtor and therefore not entitled to protection under bankruptcy. On February 9th, 2023, Michael Moses, the named trustee in the trust, filed a motion to dismiss debtor's petition on the ground that the debtor was not a business trust and was not eligible for bankruptcy relief. And further, Lamar Whitehead was not authorized to file bankruptcy on behalf of the trust. Debtor filed no opposition to the motions to dismiss and did not even appear at the scheduled hearing on March 1st, 2023. On March 1st, 2023, the hearing on the motions to dismiss was held, and neither Lamar Whitehead, who filed as trustee on behalf of the debtor, nor the debtor's attorney, Brian Ponder, appeared at the hearing. At the March 1st, 2023 hearing, the U.S. trustee by Nazar, I'm just going to butcher that, K, big word, supported the dismissal of debtor's petition, citing debtor's failure to appear at the 341 meeting of creditors, the fact that debtor failed to file any schedules or a statement of financial affairs, and provided no proof of insurance or debtor in possession account. In detailed ruling placed on the record, this court granted the motions to dismiss, finding that 5904 Foster Avenue Trust, the same debtor herein, is not a business trust, does not operate a business, and does not operate to generate funds. The court further found that Lamar Whitehead had no authority to file the bankruptcy petition. So they attached the transcript, can't even talk, which we'll go over in a minute. Almost immediately after the court entered the written order for dismissal of the prior bankruptcy on March 3rd, 2023, Brian Ponder filed the instant petition on behalf of Lamar Whitehead as trustee for the debtor. Debtor filed the same bare bones petition without schedules or statements of financial affairs as in the previous petition. Indeed, all the pages of the new petition has the same case number as the old petition. Remember, I told you guys that I'm like, he has a new case number, but it looks like the same petition.
Mm-hmm.
Upon information and belief, Lamar Whitehead still has no authority to file this bankruptcy petition. This petition by Lamar Whitehead and his attorney, Brian Ponder, is frivolous and abusive and warrants sanctions against Lamar Whitehead as well as Brian Ponder Esquire. Rule 90.1.1 grants a bankruptcy court the authority to sanction an attorney, an attorney's clients, or both. And that's in U.S. versus International BHD of Teamsters. An attorney must determine by independently verifying publicly available facts that the client's representations are objectively reasonable and investigate further if any inconsistencies are raised by asking questions, obtaining additional documents, or by some other means. So that's the law. Then she quotes Rule 90.1.1 sub B, which I want everybody to pay attention to, because the way they was in my chat making it seem like you can do whatever you want in bankruptcy court and you can just run amok. And I just couldn't believe that. I'm like, where do they just let you file stuff because you feel like it and because you're trying to stay proceeding? So anyways, sub B says representations to the court. By presenting to the court, whether by signing, filing, submitting, or later advocating a petition, pleading, written motion, or other paper, an attorney or unrepresented party is certifying that to the best of the person's knowledge and information and belief formed after an inquiry reasonable under the circumstances, 1, it is not being presented for any improper purpose, such as to harass or to cause unnecessary delay or needless increase in the cost of litigation. 2, the claims, defenses, and other legal contentions therein are warranted by existing law or by a non-frivolous argument for the extension, modification, or reversal of existing law or the establishment of a new law. The allegations and other factual contentions had evidentiary support, or if specifically so identified, are likely to have evidentiary support after a reasonable opportunity for further investigation or discovery. And 4, the denial of factual contentions are warranted on the evidence or specifically so identified are reasonably based on lack of information or belief. So paragraph 19, both Lamar Whitehead and Brian Ponder know that this petition has no chance of success. They both know that there is no legal or factual basis for filing this petition. Continuing to use the bankruptcy court solely as a litigation tactic is an abuse of the bankruptcy court and process, and Mr. Whitehead and Mr. Ponder should be sanctioned and required to pay the costs and legal fees incurred by Glory of God in bringing this motion. An expedited hearing is necessary because Glory of God continues to be out of possession of its premises, to which the church has been restored by a state court order, which is stayed by these frivolous bankruptcy filings. Wherefore, it is respectfully requested that the court grant his order to show cause application and dismiss the instant petition prejudice, impose sanctions against Lamar Whitehead and Brian Ponder, and require them to pay expenses and legal fees incurred by Glory of God in bringing this motion. There has been no prior request for this relief. Glory will continue to suffer irreparable harm if this application is not granted. Wherefore, it is respectfully requested that this application by Glory of God be granted in its entirety. So go ahead. What's your thoughts?
I'm just trying to figure out how much is he paying this man to risk his legal, whatever's left of it, reputation, to be out here capping and windmilling legally for this abusive process. It's unbelievable that somebody would do that. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised he hasn't already been referred, because anyone can refer someone to the bar, for things such as this abuse and whatnot. So I'm surprised someone hasn't already reported this guy Ponder to the bar, because it's very abusive.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. I feel like they're absolutely abusing the process of the court. It's very upsetting because it just seems so obvious to us as we're going through the documents. And I do think that Ponder's putting his bar card in jeopardy by playing these games. I mean, I'm not familiar with how often this happens, and this may be something that attorneys play with all the time, but I don't know. It does seem like he's gonna put himself in some trouble.
But somebody just pointed out he's disbarred in Oklahoma,
Yeah,
so
he is already disbarred in one state, maybe more.
right. So New York may be his next stop.
Yeah, I'm assuming his original, like when you take the bar, like I took it in Michigan, I may do reciprocity, or I may ask the federal courts, can I pro hoc in or do it by application? He was going into federal court. So the Oklahoma was the federal court. So that was like their bar that kind of lets you, as long as you're in good standing, they usually agree to the application. But I don't know. I just, you ain't putting my bar card on fire for me to I work way too hard for it. It ain't gonna work.
It is too expensive. All that money you spend on law school and everything else. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world.
Yep. So we have the transcript also, guys, from the March 1st hearing. I hope you guys can see this, because I don't even want to read it. I want y'all to read it.
Oh,
so
Lord.
this is the actual transcript from March 1st. And so it starts out, of course, the court. So let's go. Can you see that? Can you guys see that pretty good?
I can see. I blew it up. I can see it.
Okay. Can you see it really, B?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So why don't you be Miss Barrett? I guess.
We're
You
gonna do
be
a play like in school.
yeah. I don't know how. Wait a minute. Let me see how many lines these people got for. I be trying to give myself the extra. I okay. So yeah, because we got two. So you take the K's, Thais, and I'll
The
take the.
who? Take the what?
I'll take you take the ones Mr. K. I don't know how to say it. Isn't it Quarter
Okay.
and Mr. Cole, because those is two different. Yeah, take them, and then really be you take Miss Bear, and I'll take the court.
All right, let's do
All right. So just start with Miss Bear. We don't gotta do, it's like, okay, I'll do the clerk. Calling
it.
calendar
Okay.
number 12345 5904 Foster Avenue Trust, Lamar Whitehead, case 23-40211. Appearances, please.
Good
That's you.
morning, Your Honor. Clover, that's me, right? Good morning,
Uh-huh.
Your Honor. Clover Barrett for Glory of God.
Good morning, Your Honor. Uh, Nazar Kodorowski for the U.S. trustee. Thank you so very much. Good morning, Your Honor. Lawrence Kolak on behalf of Michael Moses.
All right. Good morning. So we're here on several matters. I don't see an appearance by debtor's counsel. In addition, I didn't see a response to the motion to dismiss filed by debtor's counsel. Ms. Barrett, did you receive any contact from Bishop Whitehead or counsel for the debtor leading up to today's hearing?
No, I haven't. I've received no correspondence or any communication from Mr. Ponder or Mr. Whitehead, Your Honor. No.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kolak. Have you received any contact from Bishop Whitehead or counsel for the debtor prior to today's hearing? Mr. Kolak.
You got to scroll up. Okay.
Okay, you can see it.
I have not, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Kordowski, I'm not sure that the debtor or counsel would have reached out to the Office of the United States Trustee, but just to make sure, I just wanted to reach out to you as well and ask if you can you see it?
Go back, scroll back. So Your Honor, Nazar Korivosky for U.S. trustee, if I may address that issue.
Oh my goodness. Wait 1 second, child.
This is we gotta keep this, stellar, because we don't want this to be a Tyler Perry production. We're doing good. We're doing good. We're doing good.
All right. Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Again, Nazar Kodorowski for the girl. How many times you gonna introduce yourself? Okay. Again, Nazar Kodorowski for the U.S. trustee. We had held a meeting of creditors in this case on the 24th of February, and Your Honor, no representative of the debtor appeared. The U.S. trustee adjourned the meeting of creditors to the 14th of April, the holding date pending the ruling of today's motion. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. If that's the case, then what I want to do is start, pardon me, with the motion by Mr. Kolak's client, who is Mr. Moses, to dismiss the case due to ineligibility as well as glory of God's. I'm sorry, due to ineligibility and lack of authorization to file a petition, and glory of God's motion to dismiss the case again due to ineligibility. I know that no response has been filed, and it looks like the debtor realizes that the debtor should not be here. I was just going to take a minute and just read something into the record just to kind of close the loop, just to make sure that if the debtor decides to, come back, that there's something in the record that tells the debtor why the motion to dismiss were granted. And that way, if the debtor wants to appeal, that's fine. I'll make a motion for reconsideration, although I don't think that's likely. Before I do that, Miss Barrett, is that okay with you?
That's fine, Your Honor. That would be fine.
Okay, Mr. Kolak, is that okay with you?
My computer paused, so here we go. That's fine, Judge.
All right, Mr. Kordowski. So I'm going to start with those two motions, and just by way of preview, clearly, I'm going to dismiss this case. But I just wanted to just touch base with you just to see if there's any concerns that you wanted me to consider before I read my decision dismissing this case.
May I briefly, Your Honor?
Yes, please.
Your Honor, Nazar, how many times is he going to introduce it? Okay, sir, we know who you are. Oh my God. You are, we know one thing for sure. You are Nazar Kadosi for the U.S. trustee. We know. Okay. The U.S. trustee supports a dismissal. The U.S. trustee supports a dismissal of this case, Your Honor. The debtor failed to appear at the meeting of creditors on the 24th. There have been no schedules. There's no statement of financial affairs filed. We have no proof of debtor in possession of accounts. We have no proof of insurance. So, Your Honor, there are ample grounds from the perspective of the United States trustee for this case to be dismissed. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kordovsky. So if a motion were to be made today, and I guess I could make that sua sponte, although that's not great, but there would be additional reasons to dismiss this case under 1112 for cause shown. All right. This isn't long, but just based on the history of this case, I just want to make sure the record is complete. She covering herself. So this will take me just about 5 or 10 minutes. And if you want, you could turn your mics off. I mean, put yourself on mute. If you want to turn your cameras off, I won't be offended. If you know you need to do something else, that's fine with me as well. Okay. All right. Before this, so then basically she's like, I'm about to put this stuff on the record myself so that she can do this transcript just in case something comes up, which obviously did. So before this court are two motions to dismiss, which I'll call the dismissal motions. The motions are made on the grounds that the debtor is ineligible to seek relief under Chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code. One motion to dismiss was filed by Glory of God Global Ministries, Inc. I'll refer to them as Glory of God. That's at ECF number 25. And the second motion to dismiss was filed by Michael Moses, and that is at ECF 27. No opposition to the motion has been filed. Neither debtor nor debtor's counsel is appearing today at today's hearing on the motions to dismiss. The court has jurisdiction under to determine these to hear and determine these motions under 28 U.S.C. 157A, 157B1, and 1334B, and the standing order of reference dated August 28, 1986, is amended by order dated December 5th, 2012. This is a court proceeding under 28 U.S.C. section 157 sub B sub 2 sub A on January 24, 2023. 5904 Foster Avenue Trust, Lamore Whitehead trustee, inaudible Fritz, was the debtor. Filed a petition for relief under subchapter 5 of chapter 11 of the Bankruptcy Code. On January 27, 2023, Glory of God filed its motion to dismiss at ECF number 6, then filed an additional motion for stay of relief at ECF number 8. On February 1st and February 2nd, the court held hearings on Glory of God's motion to dismiss and from stay of relief. Following oral argument, Glory of God requested an evidentiary hearing on its motion, and a trial was scheduled for March 30th. At the hearing, Michael Moses requested that the court set a hearing for his motion to dismiss the case on the grounds that the debtor wasn't eligible for bankruptcy relief, and I scheduled that hearing for today. And then Glory of God, at which and after that hearing on February 2nd, both Glory of God and Michael Moses filed motions to dismiss. Michael Moses and Glory of God argue this case should be dismissed because the debtor is an estate planning trust and therefore ineligible to be a debtor under the code. At the February 1st, 2023 hearing, debtor's counsel stated on the record that debtor is a business trust, but to date has failed to file anything on the record in support of this position, and like I said, has failed to file opposition. Only a quote unquote person may be a debtor under Chapter 11. The term person is defined by the Bankruptcy Code to include a corporation, 11 U.S.C. 10141, and a corporation is defined to include a business trust, 11 U.S.C. 1099A. Roman at 5. However, the term business trust is not defined by the code or its legislative history. CN Ray Security Equipment Transport of East. She had a whole opinion written out, okay, when she came in there. A debtor usually they say we're gonna hold this off in a bay, and she got a whole
you're gonna slide it in.
Right. She's like, you guys can mute your mic. I got this. Nothing further from you guys. A debtor petitioning for relief under Chapter 11 bears the burden of establishing that it's an eligible debtor. See in Ray General Growth Properties, Inc. And there's the site. Then, when considering whether a trust is a business trust, a court must focus on the trust documents and the totality of the circumstances. More case law. A basic distinction between a business trust and other trusts is that business trusts are created for the purpose of carrying on some kind of business, whereas the purpose of a non-business trust is to protect and preserve the rest, end quote, it at 89. Another important factor to consider is whether the trust was established to generate profit, it at 90. That was supposed to be id at page 90. Non-business family trusts are ineligible to file bankruptcy. And there goes the bankrupt the site. The trust that created the debtor is dated January 27, 2022. Michael Moses is the trustee of the trust, and his sister Lydia Moses is the settlor of the trust. ECF 29, Exhibit B at page 8. The beneficiaries of the trust are Lydia Moses, spouse, and other relatives, in addition to not for profit organizations as defined in 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. See it at page 11 and 12. Under the trust documents, the trustee may apply the net income of the trust for education, reasonable support, and comfort, maintenance, or health of the trust beneficiaries as reasonable, provided that income must be distributed annually, it at page 11. Under the trust agreement, there's also a spendthrift provision which prevents the beneficiary's interest under the trust of encumber, taken or reached by any attachment, levy, writ, or other legal equitable process, id at page 1011. The trust documents demonstrate that the trust was created to protect the trust rest for the benefit of the trust beneficiaries. There is nothing the trust documents in any way suggest that the trust has a business purpose or is geared to generating a profit, and the debtor has not come forward with anything and to oppose the reading of the trust. Also, with regard to the totality of the circumstances, aspects of the standards for determining whether a business trust exists in the Rule 1007 affidavit, Bishop Whitehead stated that the debtor is the single real estate debtor that owns and manages 5904 Foster Avenue. He also stated that the debtor holds no stock or other securities, has no payroll, employees, or bank accounts, and has no cash receipts or disbursements. Bishop Whitehead also stated the debtor leased his property to Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries, and that's the entity that operates the church and the community center at those premises. So even though the debtor leases the property, the fact that he doesn't have employees or bank accounts or other assets is further indication that the debtor does not operate a business. It is not a business trust and does not operate to generate a profit. All right. And with respect to due authority, Moses argues this case should be dismissed because Bishop Whitehead did not have authority to file the bankruptcy petition. Michael Moses relies on the trust documents, specifically the addendum to the trust documents, which provide authority to Bishop Whitehead as limited trustee to perform two acts. One, to secure financing to purchase 5904 Foster Avenue, and two, to commence and pursue an appropriate legal proceeding in a court of competent jurisdiction to remove the current occupants from these premises. So therefore, it is clear that Bishop Whitehead, who signed this petition, did not have authority to put this entity in bankruptcy, and this case was filed without authority. So based on the fact that the debtor is not eligible and the petition was signed and filed by somebody without authority, this case, I find that Glory of God's motion to dismiss and Michael Moses' motion to dismiss should be granted. I'm only going to enter one order dismissing the case, so I will grant Glory of God's motion. So, Ms. Baird, I will ask you to submit an order. You're still on mute. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. You can hear me? You can't hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. I will, Your Honor. I just would ask that the court dismiss the case with prejudice because Glory of God is an ineligible debtor. So I think it merits a dismissal with prejudice. We don't want any shenanigans from the debtor from Lamore Whitehead. Dang.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
I would ask that
no, it's dismissed. This debtor is ineligible to file for bankruptcy. So it's ineligible. And if it files again after I put something on the record saying that they're ineligible, then then there's the risk that there's sanctions against whoever files that petition, and we'll take it from there. So that's the reason that we're putting this on the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will submit the order.
Hold on one moment.
By the end of the day, Your Honor.
Just hold on 1 second.
Ms. Barry wasn't playing.
Your Honor. Yeah, I'm
One,
surprised he didn't introduce himself again. I'm surprised he
one
didn't
sec.
introduce.
Mr. Kodowski, nobody's talking to you right now, okay? I need you to mute your mic. The court is speaking, okay? 1 second,
Mm,
please.
mm.
I'm sorry about that. And I do understand the motions requested dismissal with prejudice, but I'm not gonna do that. They're ineligible to file, and if they try to file again, then that's a problem for them. But I use that sparingly, okay?
Okay, let me see. Okay. Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kodowski, yes. The court is
Your
adjourned.
Honor, I would like to respectfully make two requests, inaudible. If Your Honor permits me very briefly.
Of course. Go ahead.
First of all, Your Honor, since this case has been dismissed, I'd like to respectfully ask that Your Honor mark off the status hearing.
So down, we'll do that, of course.
The only other request I would respectfully like to make is when Ms. Barrett submits her proposed order, I would like to respectfully ask that she include in the proposed order a provision discharging the subchapter 5 trustee so that inaudible any further duties in this matter uh, so that any further duties in this matter. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Kodowski. I appreciate that. That's helpful. Miss Barrett,
I will, Your Honor.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. And the other matters,
Thank you, Your Honor.
thank you, Mr. Kodowski. The other cases, the other matters on today's calendar are on 50. On this case, the motion for relief from stay, the other motion to dismiss the case, I'm just going to mark them off as moot because this case is going away. All right.
Going
Thank
away.
you, Your Honor.
Thank you all.
One more thing, Your
Thank
Honor.
you.
I just want to let you know that my name is Mr. Kodowski, and I'm the U.S. trustee. One more thing, this is one last thing.
And scene.
Tyler Perry better watch out.
All right, y'all. You guys got me over here crying. So, as you guys see, it was very specific on the record. He's an ineligible debtor, and if he decides to try to file again, the court was like, "Yeah, that's not going to be a good look." And as it seems like Gloria Guy's attorney expected, she said shenanigans. And what had happened, y'all? Shenanigans. So, of course, we know that he filed a petition, another petition in the court, which, warranted the dismissal that we just read. But then today, guys, suddenly and without warning, poof.
Hey, I'll wait for the sound effects. I'll wait for the sound effects, man.
No, seriously. Okay. Suddenly, some documents were filed by Whitehead today, and he suddenly has his own trust documents.
Suddenly, miraculously.
Now, I know y'all got those, so you can just read those from where you guys are, right? You got them next to you?
Yes, I got them right here.
Okay.
I don't, but I already read it. You want me to pull it up?
I wanted you to read it.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, hold on. I didn't know we were doing another scene. Hold on. Let me pull it up on my phone.
Wait a minute.
All right, I'll do it. So, I, Lamar Whitehead, under penalty of perjury, swear to the truth of the fact. Okay, you can get through the first line.
That's a lot before he got started.
My statements are based on my personal knowledge. I am the trustee of debtor 5904 Foster Avenue Trust. Debtor owns the real property located 5904 Foster Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. The subject property. Debtor acquired the subject property by referee deed on February 28th, 2022. Debtor was formed by a business trust agreement made and signed on January 27, 2022, whereby Michael Moses was settlor and Michael Moses was the trustee. A true and correct copy of said trust agreement is attached here too and incorporated herein as Exhibit A. A copy of said trust agreement was emailed from Israel Grossman from, and then he got an email address to Lamar Whitehead on Friday, March 11, 2022 at 10:50. Copy of said emails attached here too and incorporated herein as Exhibit B. Debtor's trustee was subsequently changed from Michael Moses to Lamar Whitehead by a business trust agreement made on January 27, 2022, that was signed on March 22nd, 2022. A true and correct copy of the business trust agreement signed on March 22, 2022 IRS EIN assignment letter. And referee deed is attached here too and incorporated herein as what Exhibit C. And I swear under the penalty of perjuries that the foregoing statements are true and correct. And voila, we have a whole nother trust.
You know what? You know what? I'm sorry. I don't give a damn what nobody saying. This Thais Jackson speaking. To be this bold, Pam, you got to know that ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Or you got some people in places where you know they can cover for you if something happened. This kind of stuff went out in the late 80s or early 90s. This type of thuggery and gankery. He's really bold. But go ahead, Pam. Take it from the top.
So before we see this, okay, let's replace it right here with wait a minute. Let me remove this one. I want to refresh our recollection here on Michael Moses' trust affidavit and trust. So we can so remember this was Michael Moses when he was saying that he didn't give him permission. And he got the trust in his 5904 Foster Avenue, Lydia Moses as the settlor, and Michael Moses is a trustee. Whitehead has a trust that he said it was originally Michael Moses and Michael Moses. So Michael Moses was the settlor and Michael Moses is the trustee. So if you go through the documents, you guys see all the articles. We kind of went through that last time. So I just wanted you guys to be able to see Michael Moses, and this is the signature portion, Lydia Moses and Michael Moses. You guys see that at the end. So he's saying that's the trust agreement, and then he also added that addendum that we saw. So now let's go back to this is Whitehead's. He's saying the original document was Michael Moses was the settlor and Michael Moses is the trustee. And this is the document. And you guys have had, I sent it to you guys before we went live, so you guys have had the chance to review it. I just wanted to go to the signature line because this just threw me all the way out. If you guys look up close over here, I'm like, that you could see words from wherever that came from right there. It just
I told
like,
you, I told you, Pam.
to me,
I told you, I say,
opinion.
I told you, Pam. I said they do better work than this at King College.
Listen, as a teacher, I am an expert at cutting, pasting, and manipulating of documents. Listen, this don't look right. That's all I can say. And them signatures don't match. That I can tell you. Them signatures don't match.
This is our opinion, guys.
It's really be saying that. It's really be.
We all. This is just our opinions and our commentary. We have looked at the first document, as you guys seen, and we looked at the second document. So there's a few things that I wanted to.
The fonts don't match. The spacing don't match. It's crooked. How you making a crooked document? Look at that. Look right there. Right there. Stop. Look at that. That's crooked.
You should have, when you put the copy machine down, you should have smoothed the paper out a little more.
Right.
You was rushing. You was rushing.
Lord
You should
have
have smoothed that girl
mercy.
out. You know what I'm saying? They should have told you that over at Office Depot or Kinko's or wherever you went. They should have told you that. Slow down, greasy lips. Smooth that paper out.
And my question is, how all of a sudden he got this document? This is a smoking gun.
This
He should
is
have
because
presented
I
this
would
to
have
the
been,
court back in December.
man, that mug would have been on the door at the church. Every time they came, I'd have been like, here go the document right
Exactly.
here. So he got
Is that-
distribution. In Article 6, he got the distribution provision. The trust property shall be held for the benefit. So you the trustee, and it's for the benefit of you, Lamar Whitehead, or any entity he may designate and distribute at such times in the such amount as the trustee shall determine. Then he goes through towards the end when the whole exchange happens, appointment of trustee. So he did zoom some of this. The way it look a little, funny may also be because he did a scan cam. You know how some people they don't use the actual scanner, you use it on your phone. And I guess got it steady. Maybe it made it a little.
I scan stuff from my phone all the time, and it don't look like that. I use my phone. I just scanned all my tax documents to my preparer from my phone. It don't look like that.
No, this is sloppy. This is real sloppy. All of this for a church that ain't nobody gonna come to if you the preacher. That's what everybody in the chat is like, sir, you're doing all this for a church that ain't nobody coming to. I've told you millions of times, you have more musicians than you do members. Oh my God, this is too much, fam.
So okay, let's go to Article 10, appointment of trustee. Michael Moses shall be appointed to act as trustee upon the execution and delivery to a person designated by Michael Moses of a note and mortgage in the principal amount of $3,260,000 by Lamar Whitehead, and the execution and delivery of a personal guarantee made by Lamar Whitehead, guaranteeing all obligations of the mortgager arising under the said note and mortgage, and the execution and recording of a declaration of restrictions prohibiting the transfer, encumbrances, or any transaction that affects the title to the real property located at 5904 Foster Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Without the express prior consent of the mortgagee, Michael Moses shall resign, and Lamar Whitehead shall be appointed successor trustee in the event that the note and mortgage are not satisfied in full in the accordance with their terms. Lamar Whitehead's appointment as successor trustee shall be revoked, and Michael Moses shall be reinstated as trustee. In the event Lamar Whitehead shall resign or cease to act for any reason, if any trustee shall otherwise have power, benefit himself or herself, or to benefit, but y'all get the picture. So that's supposed to be where the changing of the guards happened, where you executed this $3 million. But if you guys recall, he put this $3 million and said he owes Michael Moses this $3 million for the building. None of it's making any sense to me. So you're almost saying that he transferred all of this to you before getting the money? So he just gave it to you?
Right.
Who does that?
I trust you, and I'm gonna give you this I'm gonna make you the trustee, you over everything, and then you owe me $3 million. And then I guess if he doesn't come with the $3 million, according to this, then it's revoked. But what he did was went to bankruptcy court and put the $3 million in the bankruptcy. So then you just didn't pay the $3 million?
I'm going down to the Tesla dealership this weekend and see if that'll work for me. You think they're gonna give me a brand new Tesla and promise to pay them once I file bankruptcy and put them down as a debtor? Yeah, I think I want to know if that's gonna work.
I wouldn't give him a box. I wouldn't give Bishop Rolex a box of hamburger helper on credit. More or less something of this value. Oh.
That's what people were asking me, like, not being funny, but do they know who he was? Like, when who just gives somebody this type of, like, loyalty or trust that they don't really know. So that is true. That's why we need to hear from Moses. Moses, you're gonna have to approach the bench because we need to
And
know.
that's
We need you to take the stand because
Yeah, you got to
we
come
need to
outside.
know
and that's what I
how
need to
did
know
you
too.
meet him? When did you meet Whitehead? What was the did you guys do business transactions in the past? Like what is all this about? Like where did you guys even come to any type of anything? I
And
need
that's
to
what I
know.
need to know though. That's exactly what I need to know. I need to know how did the conversation start? How did y'all meet each other? How did y'all I need to know. I got questions.
So, you guys, I told you guys that we were gonna have paperwork that he submitted. This is what he submitted. Most of the provisions are the same. It was spendthrift call, but I guess he's saying now it's a business. It's a business trust, and that wasn't true. So this is his proof that this is a business trust and not
Hmm.
a family trust. So he
I
filed
just
this in response to the motion to dismiss, and the court hasn't determined if they're going to expedite it and hear it tomorrow when they hear the motion that Ponder filed in order to set the dismissal aside. We don't know if it's going to be heard tomorrow. Hopefully it is if they do it in an expedited fashion because he already responded. That's your response, right? That
Mm-hmm.
you think this is a business. So
mm, mm, mm.
you said, bruh, he's the only one in revival with one person. I'm done. I need my 300 thread count sheet.
And
He
don't the
started his
revival
revival.
start?
Got
Don't the revival start tonight?
That's what he said. He said, people, I guess he wanted to let everybody know. If you guys didn't know, he went live today trying to act unbothered but looking real bothered. And it was a chick that was in the chat, and she gonna say, let me tell you, because I'm not gonna call you out because I am saved and sanctified. But I just want you to know that I did see, and my husband sent it to me when you was trying to talk about me in that there chat. Listen, lady.
mm.
Listen, lady. She said it would be all right. Naysayers are ridiculous. This woman, Pam Esquire, the law internet let can't keep your name out of her mouth. Lady,
Well,
this is
I
my
don't have.
advice. This is my free legal advice for you. This is free. This is free 99. Okay, it ain't legal advice, so I don't give legal advice on this platform. So I ain't trying to switch that dynamic. But this is just my personal advice to you. Next time he decides to do a class, I want you to sign up. Next time he asks to sow a seed, go ahead and sow your seed. And when you sign up, make sure you give all your personal information. I mean, give it all. I want you to give your social security number, give all your stuff to him since you feel so, loyal, or you feel like everybody else is talking about. I'm just bringing it to the forefront so people can know that don't know. I don't know this man like that. I don't really care. I'm following cases. That's what we do over here. Now, where it leads, we start cases oftentimes and we don't know where it ends. And this one has ended in a whole lot of bull crap,
Okay.
lady. But next time, if I see you again, see, I looked on your Instagram and you just started this page like that yesterday or something. So
So
that's
it's a
why I was
troll.
like, somebody
So it's a
just
troll.
yeah, so I said this a little troll, even though you trying to say you somehow in the legal field and all that stuff for your family is. But next time I'm gonna post it because my husband be out here looking out. So every time he be waiting, he like this for somebody to say something. So he out there just
Your husband
waiting,
don't play about
jumping
you.
on live just to see. So next time I'm gonna post it up here since you so bold. And if you're that bold, don't troll. Say, put your name up here. I'll send you the link. If you got a problem with somebody trying to help a church, like, come on. I'm not doing anything malicious or mean or anything to this man. All I'm doing is bringing up the inevitable of public record that everybody is sending me. Everybody is sending me this stuff. But go ahead, y'all.
Okay. I'm not. I'm on the road to Damascus. Okay, so I'm not. I'm not all deep like that. Okay, lady, ma'am, whoever you are. At the end of the day, if I can get serious for a minute, you see this a lot with these pastors, with these bootleg, janky pastors. This is my commentary. Approach me. So this is what you see. There are women that secretly lust after these pastors, and they want these pastors. They're like Holy Ghost groupies, right? So
Mhm.
what they do is that they get in these comments and they become little baby Tupacs for these people, right? And at the end of the day, he don't want you and he ain't gonna never see you. Okay. So you're out
Oh
here
man.
capping and windmilling for somebody that's allegedly got all of these allegations going on right now. So you need to figure out what is it about you that would speak against a woman that's out here showing you actual documents. She's not making up anything. These are court documents, real documents, facts. She's telling you the whole unadulterated truth. And you're going to get up here and go against another woman that's standing for truth while you over here co-signing on Reverend Oxtail Grease Lips. You see what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, lady. Again, he don't want you. Okay, I'm through.
Thank you, Thais.
You're welcome.
I
Okay.
accepted that emotion. Because you should see when he goes live, you should see the women flirting with him in the chat. Oh, they be flirting.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And half of
Oh,
them
they be
in the
flirting.
yeah, half of them in the chat talking about, yes, we stand with you, Bishop. We stand with you. He talking about he having a revival tonight. Who are you reviving? You have to have people. You have to have people to revive. Revival starts tonight. For who? Oh my God.
Oh, that's a good question. Do you think that's the paperwork he showed the police?
But it still wouldn't have gave him the right because you have to have an order of eviction.
Yeah.
Like he still didn't have an order. So what would this have done to show I'm the trustee over this building? Okay. But do you have an order of eviction? You can own whatever. But that's what I said. The bottom line, honestly, is we talk about ownership, but the eviction still shouldn't have happened whether he owned it or didn't own it. Because the court said that you couldn't do it without the proper procedures. There's summary proceedings that that's what they call them in landlord tenant court. And they went through the process and they said you got to evict them the right way. You can't just go cut people like cut off locks and cut alarm cords and whatever else and then start throwing stuff in the garbage and keep what you want and then have a whole rummage sale. Like what? Who does then? You go around telling stories talking about you didn't know in the affidavit that he first filed with the bankruptcy, trying to say you thought it was, or maybe it was the landlord tenant court, trying to say you didn't know anybody occupied the premises. You thought it was abandoned. Like, how did you think that when in March you asked them people to leave and did a whole letter to the pastor? In September, they tried to intervene in the case, and in September, they clearly had an attorney where they showed up and they got an order. And then in December, they were there. So, like, when did you think it was empty? And then gonna say, well, I got a something that it was illegal water use on the property. So I went and I got the NYPD and I surveyed the premises from October all the way on. And I kept surveying and I didn't see anybody. And I called the pastor and the NYPD called the pastor. And it just, we knew it was empty. But you just, how did all of a sudden it get empty? What, a month or less than a month later? After you got an order saying y'all can't evict them people up out of there? Like,
But he said that nobody had been in there since 2018. But all of a
he
sudden,
sure
you writing
did.
letters.
Exactly.
You writing
It's gotta
letters
be,
to who?
maybe both.
And you know what? I know you said, Pam, we don't want to give away our hand. We don't want to give away too much to Bishop Rolex. But you have to ask the question. I know a lot of people in the chat are wondering, once this is all over and glory of God, hopefully we believe God's going to give them their church back. But what do they get what do they get for everything that they have been through? You know?
They can definitely, they still have the remedy. The court left it open for them to sue for treble damages. So you get 3 times the amount of your loss for whatever occurred because you were locked out. Because, you know, they had to find a place to worship and everything. But Andrew Carr had an interesting comment. This is a scam with all three, Moses, Whitehead, and Grossman. This is her opinion. Moses got cold feet when Whitehead jumped out the box and filed for bankruptcy. It started when they did that illegal foreclosure to start with. I mean, there's some issues with allegedly there's supposed to be some issues with the title. So I listen.
Well, let me
Well,
say this, and this is my opinion. This really be talking. This is my opinion. I do have questions for Mr. Moses. Now, I ain't gonna say what those questions are, but I'm gonna say I got some questions for Mr. Moses. Now, I'm gonna say that.
That's all you gotta say, really be.
Well, but I don't want to say too much, Pam. I don't want to tell everybody too much of the business.
well, where's the revival gonna be at? Is it gonna be in the building or what?
Yeah, he went live. I believe it was from the building.
Oh, okay. Oh, he's a bold something, ain't he?
Thais, he said on his live last night he was inviting people to Easter service. He said he's gonna do the 7 last words. He said Holy Thursday. Now I don't know nothing about a Holy Thursday, but he's gonna have a Holy Thursday service. He's gonna do the 7 last words, and he told everybody come on down for Easter. That's what he had said.
This man has to be delusional. Ain't nobody coming up there for no Easter thing. Ain't nobody coming up there. Ain't nobody to bring their kids up there for no Easter eggs with this man. He has to be delusional at this point.
I just really thank God, man. I really do. And I'm just
This
really
is him earlier.
Just staying focused, man. Staying focused and staying firm. God is amazing, man. God is amazing.
Look at him. Trying not to look bothered, but looking real bothered.
Not his 7 last words are gonna be I'm going to jail forever. Amen.
I'm not getting on the phone with you, brother.
Y'all ain't missed nothing. Look at him trying to look like he unbothered. Look at him. Look at him.
The things that I really don't see that comes across my timeline is Bishop, I'm praying for you, right? Everybody always have a different opinion. And all I ask you to do, if you really support me, or even if you don't support me and you feel that I've done something wrong, pray for me. Either way you put it, pray for me, right? Don't beat me down. Don't beat me down. I don't beat anybody down, right?
Look at Thais.
So don't beat me down, y'all. Come on, man. Come on. Thank you so much, Addicted to Kelly. See, I'm praying for you. Good afternoon, Bishop. Yes. Amen, Anthony. I will hold on to God's unchanging hands, and I'm going to preach the word of God, and I'm going to stay focused and stay firm. Yes, service is happening. Why would service happen? 10 a.m. That's right. God and Fendi don't go. Why? I don't know. Thank you so much, Bunny. I stay. I'm praying for you. Thank you so much. How are you going to beat these? Oh, man, sorry, I'm going. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for praying for me. Thank you, man, for everybody that's praying for me. Thank you, man. And for everyone that wished my downfall, thank you. Because the Bible says that, God says, I'll make your enemies your footstool. That's it. That's it. So,
you know what?
That's the reason, right? The enemy is really, really, really tricking our people. Because if the Bible says in Psalms 105:15, touch not my anointed.
Oh, my God.
Amen.
Love that. Oh, he loved that verse.
Bishop, even if you feel like I'm not one, I am one. And if you become an enemy of God, right, that's on you. That's on you, right? And and people don't understand, when it's time for you to go through what you got to go through, your arms is too short to box with God. God will deal with his people. You can't deal with God's people. So all of this ridicule, all of this slander, everybody that's talking, that's why I'm not getting upset. Y'all, the old me, I ain't doing that no more. For what?
That superseding indictment. Stop that.
For what, man? God got my back. He got my front. He got my back. He just spoke on every side of me. And I'm telling y'all, so you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it. But one thing the Bible says, touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm. The Bible also states clearly in the book of 1 Samuel, David had the opportunity to kill Saul, and his boy said, "Yo, he's been chasing you. He's sleeping. Let's kill him." They wanted to kill Saul, and David said, "Are you crazy?" He said, "Who am I to touch God's anointed? Who am I to touch God's anointed?" So
you anointed now.
I'll tell y'all this: God is amazing. Your favorite scriptures.
With his 87 viewers, with 100, he got 1 million followers on Instagram, but can't get more than 100 people in the chat. Boy, bye.
All right. Wow, boy.
Look
Thank
at
y'all so much.
trying to look
man.
unbothered.
I'm just blocking a few.
He said he
He
just
blocked me. He blocked me.
He blocked you, Thais.
Yeah, he blocked me. All I said was justice for Miss Pauline. And he blocked me. All I said was justice for Miss Pauline. And next thing you know, I was blocked.
and
That's why ain't nobody left in his chat except for people, except for fans, because he just keep blocking. I don't say nothing. I just be in the bushes because I
Me
said the
too.
minute
I'm trying to
I know
stay
he
on
gonna
top.
That's what I should have did, y'all.
And
That's what I,
folks sitting up there putting my name in there. Quit trying to highlight me. I'm over here mad at my business. I don't even be saying nothing.
I should have said nothing. But if he could,
screen record.
please stop quoting Psalms 105 and 15, whatever it is. Please stop quoting that. He must have learned that at the Kroger Theological Institute over there where he went. My God, please stop quoting that scripture.
Not Kroger though.
The Kroger Theological Institute.
So NFL wife said, my husband said they were asking about. Oh, sorry. What you say? Sorry. My husband said they were asking about the initial documents and signatures. Girl, we keep talking at the same time.
Y'all too much.
My husband said they were asked about the initial documents and signature. They better ask about something. Do that mean they got to get like a signature expert or a forgery expert or something? Is this going to see? This just sounds like it's going to turn into something longer or something because he did this.
We're hoping that these people get some type of great start tomorrow. But knowing these people, they just, they keep with these curveballs and. So
yep, I said the same thing. Whoever notarized these documents, they're gonna have to come to the front of the court too. They're gonna have to approach the bench because they gotta say who really was there, who wasn't there. Because what's interesting is all of the documents. So you saying they bought it on January 22nd in the trust, and then the same day they gave it to you, but you just ain't signed it till March.
That's my follower, Mia 73. Love you. That's a Tie Squad member.
I
love you.
But my thing is this, and like I said earlier, when I was going through these documents, I had a lot of questions. Okay, I was writing down my questions like I was in school studying for an exam. I had questions. My biggest question is, I don't understand why this is some new information. Like, this is just spoken gun that you claim you've had for a year since last January. Now, in February, you said that this man, and I told you when I talked, Pam, when we talked about this last week, this man gonna steal this. Well, he's trying to steal this church. I mean, he already stole it, but he's trying to steal it for free. He's trying to get this church and not pay zero money. Listen, it's over 600 people in this chat. Does anybody stay in New York? I would love to know what the market value is for that property. If they would have put it on the market today in the conditions that it's in, what would they start it off at? I don't know about the negotiated price. Because I'm interested in this again, I got questions for Mr. Moses. I'm interested in this $3 million. Is that market value? Is that a discounted value? We know how New York is expensive. And all the work that when the church bought it, it was an auto shop. Pam showed us the picture. Now they have put all of this work into it. It is a beautiful sanctuary. Mm-hmm. I want to know what it would be worth if they put it on the market today. $3 million, I'm not saying is cheap because Lord knows I ain't do no real estate, but I would love to know what it is worth. because that would give me some insight into what kind of deal him and Moses might have talked about. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Moses, I just got questions. I ain't saying you did nothing wrong. I'm just saying I got questions.
I would talk to Moses. I would talk to Grossman. I just need to understand how this even happened. For real. Like, how did you meet? Were you guys at the coffee shop? Was y'all at the twins' place? The one they keep talking about, the Adams is around. They're supposed to be a little shysters. Like, where did these happenings, where did we have these meetings when you express these interests in purchasing the property? And how were you able to get somebody before you purchased the property to basically sign over the property? Because that's really what that document almost looks like. If you ain't paid nothing for it, because you're saying you owe $3 million, right?
True.
I mean, I ain't know, I don't do wills in the States or nothing, but I do.
Has anybody seen Mayor Adams, like any capacity? Has anybody caught Mayor Adams somewhere and asked him a question or two? Has anybody seen anybody ask him any questions lately?
I don't know, but I
did get some information.
Y'all. Go ahead.
Because, everybody says this. It doesn't seem like the mainstream media is interested in little people or smaller stories, rather. That's a better word. Smaller stories, unless they can attach it some kind of way, the local media especially, unless they can, attach it some kind of way to Mayor Adams, Like, there are a lot of people that may be harmed, but unless Mayor Adams is somehow cahoots, seem like they don't really get interested about it.
Yeah, because
some of the media.
I had media call about the church, but I haven't seen anything run about it. But as soon as Whitehead's indictment was superseded, which was my breaking news this morning, that mug was in the paper within like 15 minutes. I was like, dang, they just posted this mug and you got a whole article. What did you do? You knew it was going to happen and you was just waiting to fill in the quotes? Like, how did you get that to print that fast?
Now, the the fire squad sent me the New York Post posted about this 6 hours ago. So whatever time that was, 6 hours ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They almost immediately talked about it. Like, I went on at, was it noon? When did I go on? It was around noon that I went on, and they had an article posted at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Like, what?
Yeah.
I will say this: one of my little angels sent me some information yesterday, which identifies that Mayor Adams has now been added to the Biden re-election campaign. He is going to be traveling the country, stumping for Biden 2024. That was in Politico yesterday. Somebody sent that to me, and I find that interesting.
Biden struggling enough, and you gonna
Uncle Joe ain't in no condition to run again. What is he gonna run for?
I wish he wouldn't. I really wish he wouldn't. That's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day.
Yeah,
I'll just leave that one right there.
Where is he running to? ARP convention? Uncle Joe, no, he ain't in no condition to run again. They just cut a lesion off his skin. One of them cancer things off his skin.
Oh, no.
And they said it was cancer, but they caught it instead.
Of course they caught it because he the president. We would have been over here like all messed up.
Right.
But yeah.
I'm going to go down that road, but I just wish, politics is my thing, but I ain't trying to turn this into CNN. But I just got thoughts. I'm gonna leave it at that. But Adams, that sounds like, we've been talking about Adams being in trouble and da-da-da-da-da, but that's very interesting that he would be put in that position with a cloud. So is he cooperating maybe, and that cloud that we think is there ain't there? I don't know. I just threw that out there now. That's just me. I'm just throwing questions. Just questions.
I'm ready to see this revival tonight. I don't know about y'all. I'm ready to see this revival.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't even.
I'm ready to see how much fire you got.
Turn the volume down.
You watching it?
The volume down. It's looking like.
Oh,
Oh
Oh,
my
he's still.
God.
Oh, I thought he was preaching.
Woman, there are.
Oh, it was ended. Okay.
Why don't he need to touch that tree? Because you're part of my system. Why do we continuously touch all these other trees when God placed us here? When God placed you where you need to be, you don't need to touch no other trees with no other opinions, no other advice, no other anything. Because God says he placed them there, and he says, and the Lord God commanded the man saying, see, here is the birth.
I can't do it, y'all. I can't dirty up my
I
spirit.
can't. I can't.
I can't do it. I
I
know
can't do it.
some of y'all want to hear it, but I can't. You guys can be on over there and listen to him. But tomorrow about to be some fireworks because Moses gonna have to come in blazing with whatever proof he got. Grossman gotta come in blazing with whatever proof he got. And so we'll probably be back. I might be on the plane, so I don't know what time, but we gonna be back when after that hearing happens on tomorrow so that we can see what happens. But yeah, guys, that's the update. You guys make sure that you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Your girl is tired, so thank you to my panel, really B. Thank you
Get
for
you some
coming
rest
on.
because
Thank
you've
you,
been rolling all day, honey.
Thank you for having. You've done a phenomenal job today, Pam. Get you some rest. See, I'm used to doing 17 shows a day. I gotta do a show in 30 minutes. But I'm up. I'm up for the task, Pam.
And I'm
But
gonna be right there on your show while I'm walking to eat something. Cause I'm like, I ain't ate. I really been jumping. Here go breaking news. I was in the middle of a Zoom. I'm like, okay, as soon as I get off, let me do this breaking news. Then I did the breaking news. Then I had made a commitment to another show. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on here. Then I said, oh dang, I was up at 8 a.m. talking about I was doing this show at 7. So I was like, dang, I done already posted it. Now I got
Listen,
the more you grow, Pam, the more you grow, the more you're gonna glow. So just be prepared. The more you grow, you have to be ready.
I'm trying, but
he said dinner ready, boo. Hubby said dinner is ready. Okay. Hubby said we good. Dinner is ready.
Okay? Yeah, I know he was
He said, don't worry about that.
But I'm hungry though. That's the thing. I've been smelling it since I've been down here at 6 o'clock doing that. That's the problem.
That's why I was off screen, child. I was eating my dinner. I hadn't eaten either. I came home and I went straight into my I do a education podcast. I went straight into the podcast, and as soon as I got off that, I went live on my channel, and then I came over here. So I've been boop boop boop. So listen, we've been rolling.
Well, I ain't gonna sit up here. I'm not gonna sit up here in front. 30 minutes after Pam told me to be ready this evening, I ordered me up a pastrami, so I'm good to go. I'm full.
I know that's right.
I know you were sure when I called you.
I'm good to go.
But anyway, y'all, thank you again for all of the cash apps. I appreciate it. Linda and Nene, I totally appreciate it. Benson, Rhonda Benson, I appreciate it. And then all the super chats. Thank you again. You know, we'll be back and we back on it. It was over 800 in this chat, so I expect them likes to be lit. I don't know why we got to beg for likes.
It's sad. It's crazy.
But yeah. But anyway, thank you guys
and
again.
It's $3.99, y'all. It's
you would think they
$3.99.
charging 50 cents a click or something because folks is like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But anyway, I love each and every one of you guys, and I am going to holler at you guys next time.